Hello everyone, it is Wednesday. It is the 19th of April. I just wanted to film really quickly because I filmed yesterday and I just wasn't happy with what I had, and it just seemed important, I guess, to film today because I had a really good writing day today. So like on Monday I wrote 2,693 words. Yesterday I wrote 4,279 words, and today I had another 5K day. I wrote 5,055 words and I finished 4 chapters. And the thing is, I know I've just crossed over into 50,000 words. It's exciting, but also not, because I'm not finished. I did finish the kind of third block of the Romancing the Beat sheet, which is the Retreating from Love block, and then we enter the Fighting for Love block, which has the remaining 5 beats. So I still have 5 beats that I need to touch upon, and I don't think that these beats will be very long because my characters know they love each other. It's just a matter of like getting over their own personal hang-ups. By my estimation, it looks like I have 9 chapters left, which seems like a lot, but I separate chapters by point of view, and so some of them end up being really short because it's just something that happens. Like, you know, Solomon could have one scene, but I don't, you know, I can't fit it into a chapter that's been mostly Miranda's point of view at this point. So I'm just, you know, I figure I will work out chapters later if I need to. For now, when I draft, I just automatically do a single chapter per point of view. So I have, by my estimation, 9 different scenes that require different points of view. It sounds like a lot, but I don't think it is. And I think my earlier estimation that this will end up being around 70,000 words long still holds up. That's what I think it's going to get to. But as of today, I haven't even added it to the campsite. I'm still used to when like Camp NaNoWriMo used to be a separate event and had its own website. It was just like campnanowrimo.org or whatever. I still remember those days. So I just always refer to it as the campsite when it's a camp session. But I haven't updated like my total word count on NaNoWriMo yet, but I know it's 50,000, and it felt like I had to kind of come on here and say that rather than just show that I did it, I guess, because I'm proud. There are times when I struggle to get 1,000 words a day, but ever since I've kind of fallen back in love with writing, it just feels so much easier these days. I'm a little disappointed that the story's not finished yet, especially with how quickly I finished books 1 and 2. This one is taking a little bit longer for some reason, but I'm still trucking, and I see like the end is in sight, so I don't feel like I'm going to like lose steam and stop writing like I have with so many projects in the past. So even though I've reached my camp goal today, I'm going to keep updating the website until the end of April because, you know, obviously that's part of the challenge, is seeing how much work you can get done in the month. So I am going to keep updating the website until the end of the month, until I finish my story, because I definitely do not see myself like not finishing before the end of the month. So I'll just keep updating until I finish the story, and I don't know, I'm excited and it feels good. And while I wish I was closer to the end, I essentially knocked out the whole Retreating from Love block today. So I feel pretty accomplished, and I'm excited to get to the last chapter and the epilogue, and the scene that I'm envisioning for the epilogue, like it just feels really sweet, and I want to write it, and I think the scene will at least linger with me. Maybe not my readers, but hopefully it'll linger with them in the future, the far future, when they read it, if they read it. So yeah, I'm just feeling really good. And it's also exciting to have reached 50K. It's Mando Day. Unfortunately, the season finale, so that's a little less exciting, but it's still Mando Day. I'm disappointed it's the finale because it feels like this season was not that good comparatively, and last week's episode was actually really good, and now I'm like, shit, of course they start to give us good episodes and now it's over. But I'm still excited, and the Power Rangers thing, like their revival of Power Rangers comes out on Netflix today. Came out on Netflix today. We might try to squeeze that in after The Mandalorian, although I'm still really sad about Jason David Frank because Tommy was my favorite Power Ranger, and we're watching the old episodes and he was so charming and I miss him. And I feel like I didn't appreciate him enough when he was here, and it sucks. But yeah, so I have that to look forward to. And it is Wednesday, and that means it's almost Friday, which means it's almost time for me to go see TWRP again. And I'm excited because they're one of my favorite bands. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna go inside because I know I have packages today because I am an internet shopaholic. And I'm gonna just, you know, chill out until it's time to get dinner and watch The Mandalorian. And tomorrow I will be back at it, starting with the Dark Night of the Soul beat in terms of the romancing the beat. I've already passed it in Save the Cat. And it'll be the first beat in Block 4, Fighting for Love. And I can't wait to finish this story because these characters need to be together. Okay, so it is Thursday, it is the 20th, and I did even better today than yesterday, because I really wasn't planning on, like, filming, like, face to face like this again, but I've had such a good day writing-wise, and not just the fact that I've written, like, over 5,000 words again today, but I had a few breakthroughs that are really important to this story. The first of which being just the beats in general. Like I mentioned yesterday that I had 9 different scenes that I wanted to write to touch on these beats. So I was counting it as 9 different chapters because that's how I organize my scenes. But today, the thing is, I say this a lot, and I can't remember if I've actually included it in recent vlogs, but because of my autism, I have a very black or white kind of thought process. And so in my head, I have all of these beats, and I'm like, okay, this beat is a scene, this beat is a scene. And it's like, I become obsessed with, I have to have these beats, sorry for the glare, I have to have these beats nice and neat in their own separate chapters, and that's not the case. And it makes sense that some scenes can cover multiple beats, and it's like, it was a realization that I really should have had sooner, and I'm glad I had it when I did, because it's really important that I don't get so hung up on beats. Like, there's no point, as long as I can touch on, you know, I don't even need a full scene dedicated to each beat as long as I'm touching on the beat. Another breakthrough I had is that I also became obsessed with alternating chapters. For my first 2 books in this series, it worked out perfectly, you know. For book 1, you know, Poppy and Jackson, like, it worked out to just go back and forth per chapter for them. For my second book, same thing. But for this one, it seems more like, at least towards the end, it will be like the last chapter in Miranda's point of view, but then I want the epilogue in her point of view as well. And I was obsessing over, you know, no, I can't do it like that. I have to have a Solomon chapter between those 2. And I just kind of came to the realization today that no, I don't need to do that. That's stupid. Why am I obsessing over this pointless shit? But like I said, it's just my black or white kind of thinking, and it's something that I really do have to struggle against when I'm writing, because I become obsessed with details like that, with patterns and routines, I guess, and repetition. It's just something that I'm essentially always battling when I'm writing. But I'm glad that I finally just thought today, you know, screw it. Like, no, I don't need to have a Solomon chapter between, you know, 2 Miranda chapters. It's fine. No one will care. But the biggest breakthrough I had today was about Miranda specifically. Because up until now, her kind of, in Romancing the Beat, Gwen Hayes talks about how your characters have to have a hole in their hearts that is preventing them from accepting the romance, from, you know, letting themselves enjoy the love of this romance. And I had one for Miranda, and it felt kind of weak, but I wrote it anyway, and I was like, I'll make this work. And I had a breakthrough today about that hole in her heart, and about how her parents' relationship has shaped her into this neurotic perfectionist who just assumes failure is always around the corner. And it was amazing, because I had that, and then I was like, this fits. Like, I didn't even know that I had this as her antithesis, so to speak, you know, calling back to the Story Magic Academy that I, you know, went through. Her antithesis has been with her this whole time, and I didn't even realize it. And so now I'm like, perfect. When I go back and do my first round of revisions, it'll be so easy to add more hints to add depth to her reluctance to be with Solomon. So it just felt really good to have that breakthrough, and I'm feeling so happy because I did get a little bogged down with details, and I was thinking like this has already taken me longer to write than the first two books did, and I was like starting to think like, oh no, is this like the beginning of the end? But it feels better today. I feel really good, and the end is even closer now, so I'm very excited. So as I said, I wrote over 5,000 words today, but whereas yesterday when I got home, my goal was, okay, I'm done writing. I wrote 5,000 words. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna read. I'm gonna have fun and watch The Mandalorian. And I did that, and it was great. But today, I think I actually want to keep writing because I have chapter 30, which is a Solomon chapter, and then chapter 31, which will most likely just be a Miranda chapter, and then the epilogue, which is another Miranda chapter. That's essentially 3 chapters, 3 scenes that I have to write, and then I'm done this story. I could start writing chapter 31 and realize that I do want Solomon's point of view for that beat, and I'll just add another chapter and do a quick little, scene from his point of view if necessary. But if I don't, and if I'm happy with chapter 31 just being Miranda's point of view during that scene, then we're good to go. And either way, it's good. It's gonna be good. I know that. I can trust myself that I'm telling this story. So if all goes according to plan, I could go in tonight and write chapter 30. I already have it outlined. And tomorrow, I would only have chapter 31 and the epilogue to go, so 2 more scenes tomorrow, and I do not see why I would not be able to do that, and I just feel really excited, and it would be really cool to just be able to finish up this story like before my concert tomorrow. That would just like be like the perfect, like the cherry on top. I just feel really, really good, and I know I keep saying that, and I know I also keep cutting that by saying, oh, I'm not trying to brag. Maybe bragging is warranted. So yeah, I'm gonna go in and write chapter 30, and I'll let you know how it goes. And so it's been a while since I was able to film anything substantial. It is currently Sunday morning. I just wanted to come on and kind of film, like, I guess, like an outro talking about finishing. Things were a little hectic on Friday, like after I got home. I wanted to make sure I had my little bag packed so that I had everything for the night, and there was just a lot of running around, and we had like VIP access to the show, so we wanted to get there on time so we could actually experience the VIP like pre-show. So there was a lot of running around, and then yesterday I was just exhausted, so I didn't film anything. So yeah, on Friday I finished book 3 in my series that I'm just tentatively calling like Pine Hollow, because that's the town I made for this universe. I wrote like 3,000 and something words, and it brought my total for book 3 to 62,491 words, which is even less than what my like projected finished word count was going to be. I was estimating like 65, 70. So I feel really good at that, because that means, you know, when I'm doing my revisions, I can add more without worrying about it being too much. So yeah, I finished and I'm super, super happy. And the funny thing is, I had mentioned that I was really excited to write my epilogue because I liked what I had in mind for my epilogue. Let me tell you, I got to the epilogue, I outlined it, and I realized I didn't really like it all that much. It felt like it didn't necessarily add anything. So I brainstormed a new epilogue and then outlined that one, and kind of went between the two to determine which one I liked more, and I ended up writing the second one. And it doesn't even add much more than the first one would have, but it just felt better. And I think the reason I had trouble with that first initial epilogue is writing chapter 31, like the last chapter, it actually ended really nice and neatly to where an epilogue probably isn't even needed. So for all I know, I might go through the first round of revisions and then the second round of revisions and decide I don't need the epilogue. Could just be something like a bonus scene that I put up on my website or something. So yeah, I have a lot to think about. Really, I'm just glad I finished, and obviously I'm happy I finished Camp Nano. So yeah, I'm going to get this vlog edited and uploaded as soon as I can. Hopefully it's not too like disjointed. I just wanted to include footage from the show because it was really fun, and I'm gonna link the 2 artists down below because TWRP, I love them so much. I've been obsessed with them since I saw them in 2019, and Magic Sword are really, really cool. And you know, instrumental music is always good to listen to while writing, so I think I might have found a new artist to listen to. And the merch guys, as always, were wonderful, so it was just a really good experience, as it always is. Except it sucks, and I noticed people online saying this too, the venue felt extra crowded. I mean, we've seen TWRP there before, me and my brother, but the venue just felt so crowded. But people online are saying it too, saying the band needs to book bigger venues, and that's scary because, you know, I love this band, and if they start getting bigger and bigger, then it's going to be harder to see them. So, but I want them to get bigger and more popular because they deserve it, and it's a very tough feeling. I don't know what's next. I started rereading book 1 at work on Friday because after I finished, I didn't really have anything else to do, like for my lunch break. So I started rereading it, and it's not even as good as I thought it was. Like, obviously, because it's the second draft, it's much better than it was, but I'm rereading it and I'm like, god damn, there's still so much I have to do for this. So I think I may, now that I've finished book 3, kind of set this aside for a little bit, do a full read through of book 1 and kind of come up with a plan of what, you know, will need to happen for my next round of revisions. And then maybe I'll take a break on that and work on my first round of revisions for book 3, just so I have a readable version like I did for the first 2, and then go back to book 1. I really would like to publish book 1 this year, so I definitely want to work on that, but I don't want to force it, and I don't want to become so consumed by it that I end up hating it. And then I think I might look for beta readers. I was also considering posting it on Wattpad to kind of gauge interest and see if I can get some feedback from there. But I haven't figured out if that's something I actually want to do. You know, I'm looking for opinions and advice if y'all have it, if you think Wattpad is a good option for something like that. But yeah, so before I ramble too long, I'm just gonna end this vlog. I kind of wish I'd had something like bigger planned for like winning Camp Nano. Like, I feel like this is a very low-key win, but I'm still happy I won. I feel really proud, and I am still loving this universe. And yeah, I can't wait for people to read these stories and hopefully fall in love with these characters the way I have. So we're just gonna keep on trucking. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this vlog. If you're still here, you know, like, comment, and subscribe, all that fun stuff down below. Let me know what you think about Wattpad, or if you'd be interested in beta reading book 1 when it's ready. If you're new to my channel, it is my friend Dolores has coined the term cozy werewolf smut because it's like paranormal, but it's like a diet paranormal. Like, the plot doesn't hinge, so to speak, on the werewolves. They're just trying to live a normal domestic life, and they happen to be werewolves. And it's just a spicy romance, you know, fated mates sort of thing. So yeah, let me know down below if you're interested, if you think Wattpad's a good idea, whatever. Let me know down below also how your camp's going, and if you won, if you're gonna win, if you're not gonna win but you're okay with it. Even if you're not okay with it, you can vent down below, and I'm a good shoulder to, you know, cry on if you need to. So yeah, thank you again for watching, and I don't know when my next video will go up because I still, like I said, I don't know what my plans are now, but whenever it is, I will see you in my next video. Thank you again for watching.